What's up, everybody? Shawn here with another Live to Roll. We're back after the Abilities Expo weekend, hanging out, little Quadcast style hangout for you guys. I know Bobby and I are pretty exhausted from the weekend, the drives especially. Um, but yeah, we're gonna hang out. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll talk about some of the stuff we saw and some of the people we got to meet this weekend. And yeah, get into that. So I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 20 years ago.
Bobby, take it away.
Sure, thanks a lot. Bobby Rohan, C5, C6, quad of 35 years next week, I think it is. What's today? Yeah, probably next week. I've been here in Southern California with the three of these guys, loving it. And for Nicole, thanks for stopping by. Mike, Lee, we miss you. Donald, come on, that drive, you could have done it easily. And
Ooh,
Robert.
Baton Rouge, pretty rough one.
Come on, Baton Rouge is like right down the street. But guys, we saved the best for last. Tom, take it away, my friend.
I wanted to go to Baton Rouge. I think that'd be a sick trip. Go kick it in Louisiana.
No.
But yo, what's up? Tom Conaway, C6B, tetraplegic. Get your words right, you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just being silly. I'm a C6B quad, like these two goofballs. And yeah, coming at you from beautiful, beautiful, sunny Southern California. Happy first day of spring to all of you spring chickens out there.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Mr. Lee. Shout out Crypto Rob. And yo, Nicole, sorry I missed you at the expo this weekend, but I'm glad you got to attend and meet some of these awesome folks. And yeah, what about it, Shawn? Tell me about it, bro. And Bobby, enlighten me on some history. Talk to me about your experiences this weekend. Tell me about the cool people you met and some awesome, cool adaptive technology. Maybe some new cool groups you ran into. Hit me with it.
Bobby,
Go
do you
for
know?
it, Shawn.
What's that?
Go for it, Shawn. Or you were going to ask me a question?
Well, I was going to ask you if you knew when the Abilities Expo did first start going, which I think it was in like the early 80s, I believe.
I think it was.
I know it's
yeah.
changed a lot and evolved, but I was going to just shout out too, it did just go under a new ownership change this year. The Raccoon Media Group just bought it, I think, at the end of last year, beginning of this year. But luckily, they still have Lou and David in charge, who were the previous owners. So I think it's all still running cool, but they're trying to expand it and trying to get to more cities, trying to do some different stuff, I think, with the expo.
I think
Julianne was saying stuff about that.
Yeah, they were. You're right. They did just sell. You're right. It was early '80s, but and they were Australian group. I think I met one of the new owners, and she's got an Aussie accent. So as soon as she was talking, I fell in love. She was easy on the eyes, and sorry, Ellen, and but. I was just looking at the menu. I didn't order, and yeah, it's kind of like maybe they want to go.
A good impression here, Bobby.
You understand? I let her look too. But no, they were. One thing, it was nice that you could see some of the upgrades, especially at the end of Friday if you went over there to get a drink, and now they had some appetizers. I was like, ooh, they're trying to impress us, I see. But yeah, the
Expo. You finally get some freaking appetizers, huh?
I missed. Yeah, you missed out, buddy.
But the only thing I couldn't do is I'm like, oh, do you have red wine? And they're about to hand me a can. I'm like, no, red wine. I don't want a seltzer. And they're like, no, this is red. Or you can have white. And in a can, I'm like, I'll pass. I'm going to go to dinner. So I don't know if I could drink wine from.
You never had wine out of a box? What's the difference between a box and a can?
I draw the line there too. Sorry, bud. Call me a snob either.
Hey, I don't even drink it out of the box, so I'm with you on that. passing on the
Yeah.
vino.
No, that's cool.
Andrew,
That,
shout out, winning it big in Vegas, baby. I want to hear
yeah,
about
Yeah,
that.
Andrew.
I know. Tell us about that. But yeah, no, wine in a box or wine in a can is called a headache in a can or a box, in my opinion. So, um, we were kind of going off two things. So yeah, Shawn, the Expo, I believe in the early '80s. I think it was just one of those small little things that had just been starting to grow. I think I told everybody about my experience when I was fresh meat. I was only a month or a month and a half post after my injury, and they took me to Abilities Expo. Here I am in my halo in a manual chair, leaning back, and all I could see was the ceiling as the nurses pushing me around, and they're like, "Oh, look at that!" And it's like, I can't look at that because I can't turn my head, and I'm not sitting up. And the only thing I remember is these two faces coming right over me, and these girls were attached at the head, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the rest of my life. I'm going to be around this stuff." Never have I again seen anybody at the expo that looked like that. But um, shortly after, I think a couple years later, I went to my first expo. Really, it was what you see it is today. It's a bunch of vendors, not as much for sale, if you ask me, meaning attachments for your wheelchair cup holders. I know there was some. You could have gotten your tires replaced, your tubes. If you had a Permobil, you can go over to the Permobil and get your wheelchair worked on, except you had to get there early, get your name in because a lot of people go there for that. But the only thing is, Permobil would not work on anybody else's chair. It had to be a tie light or a Permobil. And if you went over to Sunrise Medical, they didn't care. All chairs, and they're like, except if you have a tie light or Permobil, go over there. And I heard Sunrise was quick about getting everybody fixed, dialed in, and the Permobil like it the wait was like 3.5 hours. So
I actually just heard that this year. Yeah, from people. Yeah, so that is funny.
I always
But
thought that was such a cool little unique thing about the expo is that they open it up to like be a vendor thing. Like you just roll up, don't need an appointment or whatever. Um, I always wondered like why the heck don't they do that more often? Like every quarter or something. They have a day, like certain local areas where you can go and do that and stuff. I don't know, but it
well,
is
my
a cool thing at the expo.
but Tom, you're kind of like buzzed off something, especially for Southern California. Like as a DME, if I had to do it over again, we didn't do this, but open up it like 3 times, 4 times a year and say, come to our shop. We'll see if we can repair it. If not, we'll work on either getting you repairs, meaning if you have to go through the process of, the insurance, because we can't just, a lot of times you can't just throw in new batteries if you're not going to get paid for them because they're not cheap. But at least you can gain customers, and see if, you work within their insurance. So somebody, like Shawn or you, Tom, comes by, boom, you might have a new customer. You never know.
I think that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, companies should start doing that.
We should talk to Don over at our sponsors, which we didn't do, mobility professionals and urology professionals. Maybe we'll talk to him and come up with an afternoon where they do that.
And that was a cool thing. This year, we were literally directly next to urology professionals and across the aisle from mobility professionals. So we actually had our sponsors right there with us this year at the expo. We got to hang out with them the whole weekend, which was super cool, and direct people over to them. So hopefully, some people did go check them out after visiting us at the booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did get to meet a lot of cool people from the community, a lot of people from the channel, like that we've seen in the chat and known and met and have done comments and stuff. And then new people too that were coming and we got to meet. But I did want to shout a few people out too. One, I'll start with Nicole, who was in the chat in there. We got to talk to her and her family, which they were a really sweet family. Her kids, Robbie and Liam. And she's actually, I still have to put the link in the description, But if anybody wants to, she's trying to get a law passed called Robbies Law, because Robbie was left unattended in a hot tub, and it caused like a traumatic brain injury, and he's now a spastic quadriplegic because of being left unattended. So she's trying to pass a law that if you bring a child to a pool or a swimming area, that whoever brought them there is responsible for the child until they leave, because that actually isn't a law right now. You don't bear responsibility if you just leave your child at a pool, public or not. So that's wild that it's not. But if you guys do want to check that out, they were just a really, really sweet family, really nice people, great to talk to. So just wanted to shout them out. And yeah,
that's awesome.
and then also from the chat, um, well, first off, Viv, because Viv is awesome. We see her in the chat all the time, every week. And she actually made, Bobby, did you get yours actually? But she made everybody live to roll bracelets.
No,
And
I
actually,
didn't get one. No, shoot.
okay, so I still have to get yours. But Tom, she actually made Tom his own custom T-Fizzle one, all greened out and dope. So I gotta get this to Tom too. But Tom has a special custom one that Viv made. So shout out Viv.
Shout out, Viv.
She came to the
Viv's
booth.
been hanging for a while. She's been hanging out in the gaming chat a lot and supports us on all of our shows, and is just a really awesome, kind, especially human being. So shout out, Viv. Really, really appreciate it. She was talking about making them a couple weeks ago, and she said she was going to bring him to the expo. So I'm sorry I wasn't there to get it in person, but she is in SoCal, so we'll definitely make sure to link up one of these days, Viv, and get some lunch or something. And I really, really appreciate you doing that. And I'll make sure to get that from Shawnee Boy too. Sweet. You're going to have to come and see me now, bro. You don't got a choice.
Yeah, there you are, Viv. Thank you. So, yeah, we really do appreciate you in the chat all the time, and that was really, really cool to be able to meet you and hang out. The only thing I'm bummed about is we didn't get a picture with you. I didn't get an actual picture. I got you on the show, on the live stream, but I didn't get an actual picture with you. So we got to next time for sure all get together and get a group picture for sure.
Well, Viv, if where we can have a picture is come out to the Santa Clarita Sports Festival at the end of April, and hopefully you can join us.
That would be cool. Make it out to that for sure. So yeah, and shout out anybody that wants to come out to that. Please, April 27th and 8th, I believe, are the dates. Santa Clarita Triumph Foundation Sports Festival. Really cool, fun, free event. And then also, I see in the chat right there, Dominic drove out from San Diego. Awesome to see you in person, Dominic. It was really great seeing you. That's not the first time we have met, obviously, but it was really great to have you come up. And you did get to finally meet Leah, my grandma, my mom. Yeah, so awesome. Glad to have you come out.
Dominic, man, your shoes were woo.
Spiffy. Dominic is always looking like...
I know, he's always to the T.
Yeah. Like always clean, dressed, wearing nice stuff. Yeah, Dominic's got some style.
And hey, Dominic, I just found out I went to a vendor. They're actually for my wheels, Spinergy. And I've emailed them before, and they said they couldn't do something. It always pays off when you go to these expos. Talk to an owner of a company or the president, and you're like, man, it kind of sucks. I was hoping to do this to my wheels. And he's like, here's my card. Call me, if you want to come out. So he's he's down by San Diego. So I'm going to take my Spinergies down there and get them worked on. I have a great set of Spinergies that I use for rugby. And they kind of got banged up, just the spokes, and I just want to get them repaired. So I'm going to be down in San Diego your way in a couple weeks. So we'll hook up again then.
Awesome. So yeah, that's cool getting to see all the people from the community, because the LA Expo is big. A lot of people do come out from all over. We actually even also, I have some pictures too, but trying to find and go through them all. But shout out to... probably in the chat right now because he likes to creep in the chat and doesn't say anything. But Chris and his wife Jenna, just wanted to shout that out.
Where is Chris R?
That's what he told us this weekend. But we went to dinner with him and Jenna on Saturday night, which was super cool. They're great, nice people, and always support in here in the chat. So whoops, I found the picture. Actually, I have the picture of Nicole and her kids, Liam and Robbie here. Oops.
Oh,
So that's them. That's their family, their sweet family. And yeah, she bought a Wheel Bad Bitch shirt and put it on right there. And they got a Wheel Strong family shirt. So that's really cool. We do appreciate you guys supporting. And yeah, definitely try to get that information in the link or in the description. So if anybody wants to sign that petition, help get that into law, please do to support something that
mm,
seems like a really necessary thing to have.
absolutely. Yeah, let's get that in the link, Shawn, so maybe we can put it on our Instagram as well.
Oh, here, I gotta put this one in here because I just happen to see this one as we're going. Oops. Um, but this is one of the awesome pictures from the weekend. I got to hold baby Trey for a second, which is super cool. And you can see he's holding the Live to Roll flyer right there, which was awesome. So we didn't actually get to hang out with Maya and TJ too much. They came by, but Brianna was watching Trey for a while and brought him over to the booth and was hanging out. So it was super cool and such a cute kid. So shout out there for sure. And then here's a picture of Chris and Jenna with me and Sarab. Oh, that's a big one. So here we go. So that was them. That's Chris and Jenna. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. It's fun hanging out, going out to dinner and stuff. And then
And we have to,
if you guys,
we do have,
I don't know if you guys noticed at first this picture, but in the background, you can see my Uncle Jim standing there with the chicken head, all creeping in the back.
That's so funny. For a second, I was looking at it, I'm like, is that a mannequin? That's just Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim stood there like a mannequin for a solid like 20 minutes. And as everybody passed by, he just stood there, just Michael Myersing it from in the back there. It was pretty funny and awesome. But yeah, so shout out to that. And that's what the chicken head made many of appearances. And we actually, if you guys saw the day 3 live, it got a little bit wild with the chicken head. Leah and Nico put on chicken heads and were rolling around the front of the booth. And I don't know, it was a little bit wild. But
we do have to
3,
thank
everybody...
our new friends. We do have some thank yous though. We do have to thank some new friends of ours. Hopefully they can become a sponsor. But if you're in the Southern California area, especially in the Orange County area, Aero Mobility, our new friends. In fact, I just called today to make an appointment because my ramp has been giving me some problems by not going down all the way. And so I'm like, hey, I'm going to give them my business. But Aero Mobility bought our dinner without us.
Yeah, on Saturday night.
After I asked, for the bill, and all of a sudden we get the bill and it's already been paid for.
Yeah, did shout them out. They are super cool. David and Cameron were the guys in charge there. And yeah, they paid for our dinner. We didn't literally, we asked for the bill and they were like, oh, they took care of you guys' bill already. And that was when we were out with Chris and Jenna too. So it was super cool. It was, yeah, it was really nice of them. So yeah, shout them out, Aero Mobility. Thank you guys. They are based in Southern California. I think they service the entire Southern California area. So if you guys are down here and looking for something, check them out.
And
there goes Chris. Chris in the chat, nice.
Say that again, Tom.
What are they? A wheelchair company? What do they do?
They're a van company.
Yeah, they're like what's yours in the Valley? What is that called?
They're like Mobility Works and
yeah.
And United Access are the 2 other main ones, and they're national chains, so they're all over the country. Aero Mobility is just based here in Southern California, and they do new vans, used vans. And they do service they do service, they do conversions and all that kind of stuff.
And their prices are actually a little bit cheaper as I was looking because I went on their website today and just started looking back and forth, hoping that they become a sponsor of our show. But I was kind of noticing some good prices out of their fleet that they have. And they have it. I mean, they look like they have a fleet bigger than all the ones I've seen, United Access and the other one. They look way bigger. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to our fake Brittany Grinds. We got to meet a
that
fake,
was funny.
I think it was.
Chris swore that was Brittany Griner, behind us in the restaurant. And then she got up and she was like maybe 5'10", like
Yeah. So for
like a
like
foot
2 hours
shorter
that
than.
dinner, we thought we were sitting next to a famous person. And we're taking pictures of her. I mean, she looked like a dead ringer for Brittany Grimes, and she stands up and she can't be more than 5'10", and it's like, nope,
Who
that's
is
not
that?
her.
I don't know.
Brittany
I don't know who
Griner
that is.
is the WNBA star, the one that actually was stuck in Russia for having a vape pen. She was like jailed in Russia
Oh,
for a long period or for a while.
legalized marijuana. Shout out.
Yeah, Chris, you said it right. Came up just a little short. Missed it by that much.
But that was funny. There were a bunch of like celebrity things because they had like the NAACP awards going on Saturday night there. Um, and then there was like Bad Bunny was playing on Friday night after at the Crypto Center, and I saw there was a lot of fancy cars and a lot of people dressed out real nice on that Friday night when we were coming back from
I mean,
the
barely
restaurant,
dressed. Barely dressed.
or barely dressed. Yeah, that too. Um, and then who else? Do I have the Sunny Joyful? So we had somebody join in the chat a few times. Sunny Joyful is what she goes by on here, and she's like she's actually a big fan of the new show Rolling with the Golden Oldies. So, oops. Um, so yeah, she's a big fan of that. Whoops, I'm opening a bunch of pictures on my desktop. But she came by the expo specifically because she did want to. Oh, here we go. Her and her dog King came by because they did want to meet the Rolling with the Golden Oldies crew, which luckily Michelle was at the booth at that time, so she got to meet Michelle. But
Oh,
look at that
cool.
dog. He's like posing perfect for the picture. King is the man. such a cool dog. But yeah, shout her out too because she came by the booth and looked a little confused and wasn't sure. And then Leah went out and talked to her and realized who she was from the from commenting on the yeah, and that's what she was kind of looking for her, keeping her eye out for her. Because she said she was going to be coming. So yeah, shout her out too, because she came by specifically really to see us and to try to meet some of the ladies. And luckily Michelle was there on Sunday, and they were able to talk for a while. So shout her out too as well. And then also want to shout out not Erica from the chat, Erica THC. I shout you out too. I know you wanted to come and couldn't make it, so hopefully we'll get to meet soon. But behind me this way, that white picture, it's hard to see right now. I think Leah's gonna try to sneak in and grab it.
Oh
But
my god.
this is actually was Erica. She's a fan of the channel. This is like hard to see, but that is us three, and I think Mariana is the fourth. And then there's a service dog in there as well. She
No
just
way. We got some fan art.
Yeah,
we got
we
fan
got
art
fan art.
brought to the thing. So we got awesome fan art brought out. We had Viv come with all the bracelets and stuff. So it was really cool. We really do appreciate all that support and just like we love that stuff. So I just wanted to shout that out to Erica if you are watching.
Can you take a picture of that and send it to me, Shawn?
I will.
Yeah, we have
for
to
sure.
or scan it, Shawn, scan it so we can also.
I'll get a good picture or scan of it, and I'll send it to you guys, and maybe upload it to our Instagram or something like that to share.
I was being all like, I thought it was just for me because the way she threw it on my lap, it was all folded. I'm like, what is this? Is this like a love letter or something? As I was teasing her, and she's like, got this big smile, and I'm like, oh, it's the three of us. No, and I didn't say that. I was just like, oh my gosh, but here I am. It was just for me, and it was like, oh no, there's even better. It's the three of us. So we have a big fan out there. Thank you so much. Definitely keep those coming. That was a highlight on Friday. That was actually Friday morning too.
Yeah, that was I think the first day. Yeah, she had come out and.
Yeah, Louise, thanks for putting Narrow Mobility address up there. So.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So check them out. Because and hopefully they will be a future sponsor. I did go talk to them the next day and give them some info, and we'll hope for the best on that one.
Other than Aero Mobility, did you guys see any cool adaptive technology? Any cool
You know,
stuff?
Robert said there was something about somebody doing a GoFundMe for a scale like you would have at your house, but for the wheelchair, and it's pretty thin, and you would be able to pop up on it. I looked everywhere for it on Sunday, and I could not find it. I asked even the people from the show, my good friend Val. She's like, no, I don't know.
I
I
know
don't
that
think we got.
was there because Mike DeYoung, who's a friend from rugby, and shout out, he's the one that showed me the transfer that I do and show on the channel. Mike was there, and he actually said that he saw that and was interested in buying one for his house, like that little.
Yeah.
He said it was a small portable scale you could roll into, and it was fairly affordable. I thought for what he said,
So he
like
saw it on
180
Sunday.
bucks. He said he saw it there. I didn't see it because I didn't really get around a whole lot. Um,
Yeah.
but when I was talking to Mike, he said that he was like he had just come from there and he was like looking at that. So I know that was there. I don't know where though, or what they were even called. But
Hmm.
but yeah, they were
Um,
like under $200, and it's like a portable scale that you can roll on with your chair and do your own, um, like yeah, weight. So
That's
so
cool. I always sucked to not being able to weigh myself, other than when I could like go to the doctors and they had a
yeah,
special scale that like
that
they'd
one.
transfer me onto or something. Um, so that is like a novel idea, and definitely I'd say a cool piece of adaptive tech that I'm not really seeing readily available to the average disabled consumer. So shout
oh,
them out.
another thing
Also,
I did see
Benny
Tom.
Boy.
What's that?
Yeah, hit
I
me.
was going to say another thing I saw that wasn't actually a booth; they were just there showing. There was three guys there with the company. They're kind. I think it's coming to market. They said in the next couple months, but they are uh, like how the smart drive drives your like it's a remote power device for your chair, but they're casters for the front of your manual chair. So all they are is the casters, and they're kind of a wide stance, like a little bit wide of a wheel, maybe like 2.5 inches or so. Not crazy, crazy big. They didn't look super bulky, big or anything. It just had a single wire running from each one and a small battery that slid under your like underneath the seat cushion, and it was a full power drive for like that just drove your manual wheelchair like from a joystick. And we actually do have a video. I'll see if I can get it
Hey,
uploaded. But those were cool. They came by the booth and were talking to us for a little bit, and I do want to reach out to them and try to check those things out.
We'll share the
Shawn,
video. If you want to sponsor us.
I know
Um,
that's a hopefully when they go to market, maybe we can talk to them about advertising on here.
Shout out Mr. Ben Tipton in the chat. If you want to play later, bro, shoot me a message. I might be online. I'll hop on the Discord. But let me know if you are down, because I
so
probably am.
Shawn, if you want to try to look, I put up two pictures. One I really want, and one that you were saying about technology, and tech. It wasn't really technology for us, and I didn't get to see it because they don't even have it yet. It's coming fresh out of Europe, and something for one of my friends that I coach, and uh, she doesn't have the use of her voice from her aneurysm, and so she does everything sign language. So this glove, and she only has the use of one arm. So there's a glove out there that when you do sign language, it will speak for you. So those like us who might not know sign language, what she's trying to tell us. So I thought that was kind of cool, and really investigated a lot with that. They were only able to show me the link and the picture of it. Um, so because I was
This
in
super,
court. Say
that's
that
super
again.
cutting edge stuff. That's super cutting edge stuff. The gesture recognition technology to translate in real time for someone who's signing. I've seen videos of it before, and it's really, really amazing because it's
Yeah.
just what you said. I mean, anybody could understand sign language if they're, as a computer is like translating and talking in real time, and that's freaking amazing. So that is
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
really cool.
also I found my new toy, and then I got to go over there and speak with the company, and I get 4 days to try it out up in Monterey coming here in April, and there's a big bicycle classic called the Sea Otter. And my brother is an avid mountain bike rider. He lives in Santa Cruz, and he leaves his front door, and boom, he's in the national forest, redwood forest. And I've been wanting to ride with him, but obviously can't until now they make these bowheads electric mountain bikes. Oh my god, I heard it's very difficult to ride. Our buddy Kyle from our show has one. So I don't know if you found that, Shawn, but I'd love to get that, and I get to try it out for 4 days. Because if you're new to the channel, I love to be out there on my bike. And thank you to Shawn and Leah for my T-shirt. They gave me what did I'm drawing a blank how it went. You guys had the T-shirt.
I think it says like education is important, but riding your bike is importanter.
Yeah, importanter.
We saw when I was getting my wheels serviced at the bike shop. We saw it, and I was like, "That's Bobby right there."
So thanks for
There's actually Leah that saw it and thought this looks like a Bobby shirt, and I was like, "That does look like a Bobby shirt." So yeah.
But I'm hoping to try out that mountain bike. So that I love that they're coming out with this new and innovative stuff, when it comes to the adaptive equipment out there. Now, I probably couldn't afford it, and nor could I, travel with it. So it's probably not the most practical thing for me unless I lived up where my brother did. But if somebody gave me one, I would just leave it at my brother's house and then have to go up there more often, which my brother wouldn't be all that sad about. Oh, thanks, Leah.
And one more shout out in the chat, Mithrix. That's actually one of the security guards from the Expo, Justin, who Leah gave the Live to Roll info. And we have his picture. I would show that one, but he's wearing a security uniform, and I was going to Photoshop it out because he technically was not supposed to come to our booth and not supposed to take pictures with us. So allegedly, he may have come to the booth and stopped by, took a picture, and hung out for just a second and got some of the Live to Roll info. And I think he actually gamed last night with Sue Rob. And I probably, if Tom's up for it, would love to game. He's a gamer. That's what he was all into. So he would love to game with you guys. And yeah, so shout him out too. Shout Justin out. He was super cool security. And then there was another security guard, Blue, that was there too, who was also very nice and cool. So shout them both out. They were both really, really cool to us in the Live to Roll crew. So,
also, I wanted to shout out one of the guys who stopped by our booth. He wants to get us hooked up on his. It's like a social media platform, but it's called Mark, MARC.
Yeah.
Mark as well. So he was a Boston Marathoner bomber survivor, and he developed an app that reminds me of Instagram. So shout out to Mark.
Yeah.
And he's got an app out there, and I got to maybe we'll put that in the chat. I'll send it to you, the app. Shawn?
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. And they did like a $500 giveaway this weekend for anybody signed up on the app. And I actually meant to sign up over the weekend, but didn't. I will probably this week. But that's what it's a social media type app, like an Instagram sort of thing. But it's specifically for all different disabilities, not just chair, because he's an amputee. He's a double amputee or a single partial amputee. He had at least one leg missing. The other one, I think he still had damage too from the bombing. I can't remember exactly.
It had a lot of I asked him about.
But Mark was super cool. I did talk to him too. Yeah, they were Mark Network. Yeah, that's what it is. Thanks, Chris, for shouting that out. Yeah. But yeah, that guy was super, super cool, super nice guy. And I actually do want to try to have him on the show maybe at some point and talk some amputee stuff because we haven't really covered a lot of amputee. Yeah, and actually one more shout out to another amputee friend of ours who Tom actually interviewed in Phoenix, named Matt. He has BRK, which is Blue Ring Kraken, which is basically
no way, dude. Matt was there.
Yeah, so Matt was there and had a booth. We actually went out to dinner with him too, both nights, Friday and Saturday. He came out with us actually and hung out with us, and he makes his own really cool prosthetics. Does a bunch of different work. Like that's what his company was. They make custom prosthetics and other disability aids, living aids, basically anything custom, different stuff. Like he does like 3D printing and other things to help to make and craft all like these really cool tech stuff. So shout out Matt as well, super cool guy. And yeah, another person we want to have on the show and interview here and stuff too. So really
Two
cool.
um, two travel things I was going to mention. One is this place, and I'll
Eventually,
get the website so we can put it up. But it is a fully accessible Sleeps 8, um, fully accessible Yosemite pad that you can rent out. I looked at the pictures; it looked amazing. Been dying to take. My wife has not been to Yosemite, so I want to take her there, and maybe we might have to do a live to roll retreat where we all go. I don't know. And then
that
also
sounds cool.
another travel one was Wield the World, Wield
Oh
the
yeah, I
World
know them.
.com. But uh, the guy I was talking to was from Chile, and they do a lot of tours where you can book it with other people who have disabilities and do the tours with them. You're not like going through a travel agent that just says, oh, okay, we made all your arrangements, there you go, bye. You're going to be with other people that might be in the same situation with you, so it's not like you're going to be all on your own. So I think that is a neat concept that oh, I can go with a group that kind of understands me. And you might meet some great and interesting people on your trip if that's something that interests you in traveling around the world. I have some outside, but nothing like that, and I think that would make me feel more comfortable to travel that way.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or your tour guide. I think the guy who's in charge of it, who takes people on the tour, is also in a chair too. So he's not gonna like 7 days in Costa Rica gonna be like, oh, we're going to this place. It's not accessible, but we're just gonna hang out there. No, they're taking you on those trails and zip lines and all that.
That's really cool. So yeah, Wheel
Yeah,
World. I have heard of them. I didn't have a lot of information on them, but that'd
and
be awesome to check that out.
there's if you go to the website, they're about to do a 5 night stay free if you sign up. So they're going to announce that any day now, he said.
Really cool. So yeah, check that out. Check out their website. That Yosemite thing sounds really cool, though. I would love to do. I've never been to Yosemite either, so that's one
It's
of the things
gorgeous.
that I would love to do in the future here. Um,
And the last 2 years, they have had a lot of snow and rain. So I can only imagine it's really pretty right now. And the river and the falls are just going off like there's no tomorrow.
yeah, that's cool. Um, I'm gonna let me see. Shout out a couple more. I was going through some of these pictures here. This is our, our friend I met, Nacho, and what was his wife's name? Elsa. Sorry, Nacho and Elsa. They were really fun, just nice people. They came by the booth and were really just had a good time. We're just loving talking and hanging out and stuff. So they're just really really cool, sweet people. So shout them out. Trying to go through some of these pictures we have, um, but yeah, there was just a lot of cool, fun people. Oh, here's one actually. Also, really nice girl, Sophia. Actually, a CP, super smart, super cool, and she was really nice. Shout her out. She's a fan of the channel, watches, and she's so yeah, we appreciate her, and it was really nice meeting her, and also wants to come on and talk about CP. I think in the future here too. So because we would like to cover a lot more,
Let's do a show. Kevin really wants to come on and talk to shout out our friend CP420. So
oh yeah,
let's
Kevin.
do a CP show and get some cool peeps on to represent the cerebral palsy community.
Yeah, that's would be
So,
perfect to have like a little small panel of people with CP that we can have.
Or maybe it can develop into an actual show that they host on their own.
we got so many shows, Bobby. We gotta limit it at some point.
Oh, come on, Tom. I don't. I want to see Shawn even more and more busy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, we're figuring out ways to get the content. But yeah, I'm trying not to have too many more days of. And here's a cool picture I was going through when Brianna was doing the live. Um, she interviewed this kid, and he's just showing his back and stuff. But they was talking. He was just a super sweet kid. You could tell Brianna looks like she's just having a great time with him. They had a great time, great interview on the live. So just shout out. I actually forgot what his name actually is, but super cool kid. I think he was on the live for a little bit. So if you guys want to check it out, that was the day 2 um, stream that we did.
And let's give a big shout out to Brianna Wheeler for being an
Yeah,
awesome, amazing comedian who was there all weekend representing Live to Roll and is who started the women's show and the women's disability show. Brianna, you're awesome. We love you so much.
Yeah,
yeah.
she was awesome.
Brianna was awesome.
She
She was
rocked,
there.
man. She rocked as always. She was on it, and there's something that's missing from all those pictures. A lot of that's called me. I got busy with our friends from the Kelly Brush Foundation. Uh, they didn't have any help, and he was just like, "If you can help me, I much appreciate it." And it was kind of cool because being over at the other booth, people are like, "Oh, are you with Kelly Brush?" I'm like, "Not really. I'm here with Live to Roll." So I got to do two, booths like in one. So I was talking about Live to Roll, about the Kelly Brush, and then taking them over to our friends at Triumph Foundation. So we were all over the place. But shout out to our good friend. We interviewed them the first time we were at the Abilities Expo. Bruce at Kelly Brush Foundation. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I messaged with Matthew or Matt from Kelly Brush. He's come out a few times. We met him, Tom. We met him in Chicago last year. The dude that was in the chair representing from Kelly Brush, and I think he wants to come on and maybe we'll do actual like a full show dedicated to them because we kind of did one of it with CAF, so it'd be cool to do share all these foundations and great resources for people trying to get adaptive
And
equipment.
just FYI, right now Kelly Brush is open for their grants. Uh, I mean, you have to do a lot of work for their grant process. It's uh, it's a real extent of application. But if you have all the things that you need to submit one, try to get one in now. They do offer it 2 more times this year, but great way to get some of that equipment that you've always wanted to get out there and be active for.
And they do a lot of different stuff. Like it is mostly, adaptive sports recreation stuff. But I think they've started covering stuff like your little scooters attachments and things, and some of that kind of stuff, like the power assist e-bikes.
You
Um,
just don't, yeah, the e-bikes, but the
so,
scooter attachments, you just don't get as much as what
yeah,
Bruce
but still,
was.
if you can get help for it,
But it's
that's great. So,
yeah, yep.
um, and then
But yeah, Tom, your boy Matt, he was pretty cool dude to hang out with for a couple nights.
oh yeah, from the
Oh,
from BRK, that guy was really
my
Matt's a
boy
nice.
is
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, yeah, no, he was super cool. Just like yeah, really cool to hang out with, um, and he was also like when we were out to dinner, he's like watching me do things, and he's like trying to come up with solutions or tools he can make us quads that would help us like grab things or reach things and stuff like that. So he might even be starting to do some more like adaptive quad type products as well because now that we're friends and he was like kind of seeing some of what we dealt with when we were out actually in the world eating and doing stuff. So yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
no, that's why we really like gelled together is because he's an engineer. He's got the
Yeah.
engineer brain, which is cool. And other than just being a really kind, beautiful, awesome person.
yeah.
And shout out
So
real quick,
that's
I didn't know either. He's actually an author. He does kids books, graphic novels, and like
Oh,
fantasy
that's right.
books. Like which is incredible. Like so just
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
People you never know like people are so talented and so smart and stuff, It's like it's cool.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
shout out also we met them last year at the LA Expo. Monica and Gary, thank you. So Monica and Gary, and they came back to the booth. They were super excited. They were wearing their gear from last year, and they were just super fun and nice, and came and hung out for a while. So, oh, and you can kind of see in the background of that one on Friday we had Doug Productions, Dougie Frog, if you guys know, from out here. He does the Walk and Roll podcast. They were there on Friday, and we're gonna try to do like a more professional podcast recording with us, but couldn't quite get the equipment working right, some technical difficulties, but it still looked really cool in the booth, and drew some attention. People saw the cool podcast setup, and but yeah, shout them out too for coming out. I don't know if I have any good pictures of him right now, but we'll have more posted on social media at some point soon.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is our friend Julie, who's a quad locally. Her son Sven, he was supported if you wanted to buy a beanie, and then he took a picture and posted it too on his social media. So shout out Sven. He was cool, really nice kid, and she came with Mickey. Julie and Mickey had come out for the day on Friday, and we're rolling around. So, and Mickey is another one of our Rolling with the Golden Oldies. If you guys are unfamiliar with the new show, make sure to check that out first Thursdays of the month. And actually, I gotta do one more shout out here for my friend Robert, this dude is awesome. Him and his family have supported for a long time. I don't know how many hats he's bought in now, but he was the very first person ever that I ran into at an Abilities Expo, I think in 2018 or 19. He was the first person that's ever recognized me from YouTube. That was before we were doing these shows and I just had transfer videos and stuff. But he had been learning from the transfer videos and picking up some of the quad, like independent stuff I had on there. And I see him all the time now. He comes out to some of the support groups out here, and I just love seeing him and his family. Like literally, I've seen his kids grow like 2 feet since I first had met them. So it's really cool to shout them out.
I've known them for, I want to say, almost 10 years now. When he first got hurt.
Okay, one more. I gotta shout this. Leah started the Live to Roll matchmaking service because one of our friends, Tyler, always talks about trying to go on dates, but I'm not gonna call him any names here, but he never actually does go up and approach anybody. So Leah literally goes over to two single girls that were hanging out having dinner, and she's like, "Hey, I'd like you to meet my single friend Tyler over here," and drug Tyler's ass over to the table. And then Damon tried to crash the party, but Tyler still got the information. And I think they're supposed to be going out sometime soon. So shout out Tyler and the Live to Roll matchmaking service. We'll let you guys know how it goes. Tyler's got a new girlfriend or not in the future. So far, we're batting 1,000 on the approaching random women and setting up friends. So if anybody's needing service, that was the Friday night. That was pretty funny. Kyle as well. Kyle tried to go interrupt, and then Leah skewed him off and was like, "No, let this dude do his thing." But then Damon swooped in there and tried to meet the friend over there. But it was, yeah, that was just a funny. I just saw that picture in this one too.
Donald he asked any cooking booths. Unfortunately, no, lacking in that department. That's for sure.
No, there wasn't anything.
No. So Tom, next year we're gonna have to put you on when we get that corner booth again. We'll put up some pots and pans, and we'll have to do some.
Bring in a little electric skillet. Bring in a
little electric toast oven.
Get the microwave. Do a live cooking demo.
I don't know if y'all can afford me these days, but we'll talk.
But yeah, that is, there wasn't really much on that. I didn't get to see a whole lot of the booths, all of them, but I didn't see any other really adaptive, even like cooking tools or anything kind of like, like quite like that. But
No. There was a gentleman. Did you talk to him, Shawn, across the way? He's um, and his name was Kelly, and he's a good
the
friend of
gamer,
Mark. Yeah, they're
we
not overstepping
Tom
any
also
boundaries.
interviewed and talked to him in Phoenix. The gamer, the dude who makes the 3D, the quad that makes the 3D printed controller adapters. Tom.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh,
He just
not
showed
Yeah,
me.
Kelly's really amazing, and he does a lot of adaptive technology as well.
Yeah, what he didn't show me any of that. He came out to me. He says, can I get your opinion about his reacher?" So I just thought that was, I wanted to give a shout out because he's about to come out with a reacher that, if you're not as talented as Tom with the way he does it, because I've tried the way you do it, Tom, and that is amazing how you do it. But this one looked
yeah,
like you just had to pull back on a little lever with a hook, and then that was the reacher. So he
yeah.
said he's about to.
I actually
What?
saw. We talked to him and his wife after when they were leaving. We were packing up the van and stuff, and he actually even has like a cup holder that he made and is trying to like figure out to like put to market, but it like folds down and kind of like is this cool little quad like tucks under and folds out cup holder and stuff. So yeah, really cool. So him, Mark from Abilities, which I barely got to see, also shot him out, and then our new friend Matt too. Um, all like cool that engineer making really just cool adaptive solutions for people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh, and one more shout out too. I don't know if you can see it that well, but we talked to we've had on the show Mark Wellman, who he runs the adaptive climbing wall at the expo, but he's also was the first wheelchair user to climb El Capitan and Half Dome in Yosemite as a disabled climber. And he's just an all around badass. And he actually came by and asked if Tom was there every single day. Tom here? Is Tom back? Is Tom coming? He kept coming. So Mark was missing you, Tom. Um,
Oh, I
so
know he was. I was missing him too.
but shout out to Mark because afterwards at the thing, I had mentioned that I actually bought his book online. I just ordered. He has a book called "Keep Climbing," um, but he had another one, and he actually donated one and signed it for a future Live to Roll giveaway raffle. So check that out coming up here. We're going to be doing a little raffle or giveaway for a signed copy of Mark's book. And Mark Wellman honestly is like a true badass in this
And
community. That guy
you know
is
what? You know
awesome.
what's so cool about he's the people's man too. He's not somebody that um, is like kind of a, I don't know what you call it. Like they have he's a legend of of what he's accomplished, and he will talk to anybody and make sure that if you can or cannot, but he's like, but you can climb that wall. But just when you're kicking it, he'll come up to anybody and just like, hey, what's going on? If he doesn't know him, he doesn't act like a big shot, and it's so cool that he's just down to earth and just such a kind hearted person. Every time I get to chat with him.
Yeah. No, Mark is awesome. We really like Mark. He's been a supporter for a while now, especially since we've been going to more of the expos the last couple of years. And yeah, he's just been super, super cool. So shout him out for sure.
And I appreciate all the kind words. I'll definitely be at another Abilities Expo. Sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. And I miss
Absolutely.
everybody in the Live Troll booth and everybody at the expo as much as I could. I like so much, but um, I was just avoiding some not so other great toxic people. So I didn't go this year, but I had a good weekend. Shout out Mr. Wheels and his brother Lloyd. Shout out my mama and all the beautiful, amazing people that love me so much and take care of me and support me and are there for me. Shout them out, and I love you
And,
guys. Words
Yeah, I
mean
know
so
what
much.
it's like, Tom. I've missed a few with you guys, and I hate it, but sometimes you have to take care of yourself.
and shout out Mr.
That's
Wheels
right.
will actually be our guest next week. So he will be on the show with us. Check that episode out. We're going to be talking a little bit of adaptive sports, basketball, and March Madness because the March Madness tournament starts soon.
See in the chat because I might need some help, or I just go back to picking one of the ESPN guys and then just fill out the way they fill out their bracket. We got to do that today, right? Is today the deadline?
I think the tournament, the first games do start tomorrow, I believe. Yeah. Um, or are they? Yeah, yeah. I think today was the couple play-in games. Tomorrow officially
Two
starts.
play to get in for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I
Or
believe so.
for the tournament, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Got to get on it.
Here, one more little picture shout out. One of our other team members, the awesome Jessica, and it's her son, came out and helped on Sunday. And Michael, thank you. He was a lot of help, helped us really get everything packed up and then packed into the vans too, or the van and car. Like he was awesome on the breakdown and stuff on Sunday. Appreciate you, Michael, and thank you, Jessica, for coming out, helping and bringing him to help us out too. Um, and then, oh, here, this one's just me and my family after dinner on the final night there. So, mom, grandma, and Uncle Jim after the little final dinner the Sunday night before we all headed back.
Ooh. Yes, Donald, you please send me that spice you got. We'll have to use it at our next Live to Roll barbecue, but don't mail it. Come out to our barbecue when we have it in the summer and join us. We'd love to have that. But yeah, thanks, Donald, for messaging me that. Looks like a nice. Hopefully, it has a little kick to it. Thanks for that, cool. Donald.
Yeah, we'll have to try that on the next Live to Roll barbecue. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a. Whoops! Keep accidentally opening these things. Yeah, that was a lot of it, and let me see. I know.
Did you find that mountain bike I showed you, the bowhead? Did you get that one?
Did you upload it to the
one you told me to always upload it to?
Just so we don't have any dead air. You can catch us tomorrow for some gaming on the Live channel with your boy Tom Conaway, aka T Fizzle. You don't want to miss it. We're gonna be playing all night. On Thursday, do we have the girls show, the women's show?
Yeah, so Thursday will be Wheel Girl Talk. Brianna, Maya, Jessica.
With the whole crew, Brianna, Maya, Jessica, Nikki, and Ashley. You don't want to miss this group of ladies because they're awesome and they're very smart and cool and have a lot of good information to offer. And then also, let's shout out our sponsors, mobility professionals and urology professionals. Y'all know what it is. I'm sure you heard enough of it the last couple of days on all these lives, but can't shout them out enough. If you are in need of wheelchair supplies and you're in Southern California, wheelchairs, any related durable medical equipment, mobility professionals has got your back. And similarly, their sister company, Urology Professionals, can help you out with any form of urological supplies anywhere in the US of A. They're a national brand, so go check them out.
Yes, thank you. We do really appreciate our sponsors. Thank you guys so much for that. Oh, and Ben, thank you for that super chat earlier. Sorry, I don't think I did thank you earlier.
Oh my God, I meant to say something too.
Yeah,
$3 in the chat.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. Every dollar counts. Is that it, Bobby? That's the one? Sorry.
That's it, man. That's my new toy. That thing.
You just got that?
I can't wait. What's that?
You're just getting one of those, or you?
Oh, I couldn't have. One, I mean, I would have to find like 4 grants to get it. 2, I just don't live in an area that I can transport it to take it up to the mountains. Like I said,
like that little chest strap thing that looks like it straps you in there. That looks like it keep you pretty secure and snug in there.
But I am going to Monterey for 4 days. That bowhead says I can try it out and have fun with it for 4 days, even though, and they said, oh, there's ways to get it. And I just don't have a spot to put in anywhere. This room is starting to crowd up with a bunch of other junk. So
I'm imagining Bobby crashing one time and saying, nope, I'm changing my mind on that.
Maybe, yeah. I do.
All right. I know there was a couple more here. It's hard to get through, to go through all these little pics and stuff, but Here's another one just from the booth. It's just a nice picture. But shout out everybody that did come out. I know a couple more people that I have missed in the shout outs. Our friend Luis, too. I don't know if we have a picture of Luis. Not Luis from the channel. You're awesome, too, Luis, of course. But the Luis that we met him last year, and he actually bought one of our. He bought a hat last year, I think, the green hat, because all his favorite color is green, and his chair is all greened out. And he bought a hat and a shirt to match the Wheel Strong family crew, and came all greened out. But I can't find. But he was super cool. Oh, missed that one actually. Let's do this real quick. Whoops.
Oh, your mom's so sweet. I can bring it out to the desert. There you go. Tom, then you and I can do it. We'll ride together.
How about this? I'm gonna film from a distance for the fail clips. We'll there's all like VHS videos of the crashes. I'll be the cameraman for that. Okay.
Boo, no fun. Come on, you can do it.
I'll make sure to get you a good side of your ass as you're flipped upside down.
So you can,
I'm just kidding.
videotape me going, yeah, I think I just lost my teeth and my nose.
But y'all any of you guys are all welcome to the desert anytime you want. Y'all are welcome. Always.
We got to make a trip.
I know.
Dang, is that Mr. Johnny Boy?
That's Johnny right there. Yeah. So shout out Johnny. He came by, hung out at the booth for a while. He's also trying to get stronger, trying to get driving and stuff. So shout out Johnny on his journey of he says he's going to start trying to come out to rugby so he can build up some strength and work out a little bit and get to driving soon. And then shout out to my friend Mikey here, who just finished battling cancer and now has to maybe go through another bout right now. But Mikey is awesome. I'm going to have him on the channel actually to talk about what that was like as a wheelchair user going through the chemo and going through everything. But he was actually hospitalized for 9 months. So just was happy to see him healthy and out. And yeah, shout out Mikey because he's a really cool guy, really nice guy. So.
And he said that, I was in the background, proof I was at the Live to Roll.
I saw you, yeah, now.
And Mikey is going to try to get back in his DMX bike or wheelchair so he can get into the skate park again. He hasn't done it since his cancer. So, definitely come out and support him getting back into it and for the first time.
Yeah, I hope he can because that's awesome. Yeah, because he does that WCMX. He's a true skater from back in the day, and he still has that skate style too. He looks totally cool. He's got that hat. He just looks like a badass.
Yeah, but
and here we go. Also, the two others from Push Room Foundation, because we had Richard on the Bobby show last week, but Ray and Carlos also. Carlos was coming by the booth a lot this weekend. Super cool. Like they're awesome guys, awesome people. They have Push Room Foundation is their foundation. They actually do a podcast as well. I think monthly they record a podcast. So
do they still do it? Does he still do it?
They might have stopped the podcast now.
No, he stopped the podcast. But what's great about Push Room is if you're in need of a chair because yours broke down or you just don't have the right one, those two, they crack the whip at trying to locate another chair to donate to somebody that's in need of a power chair or getting your parts fixed. So definitely check out Ray and Carlos at pushroomfoundation.com.
Yeah,
and get all the scoop from them. And he's really about the people and helping people out. And he used to host, and I think he still does have one support group. I know they used to go out to Bakersfield, and they have one in Long Beach.
So yeah, that's really really cool. They're great guys.
We're gonna get Ray on soon to talk more about the Push Room Foundation and what they do. On the rolling over the hill.
And then here's one more I just saw too. This is Evelyn and her family. She also had CP, and they were just really sweet, really nice people. came out and just loved what we were doing, and were very supportive. And hopefully are starting to watch the channel. They said they were going to be on, so if you guys are on, awesome. We appreciate you, and thanks for coming by and spending some time with us this weekend.
And there was a mom. Shout out to I didn't get the mom's name, but her son was Christian, and she says that she'll pop on our shows. She says she always forgets the live, but pops on our shows, and he loves watching them. And he had she said the disability. And the more she was talking, I'm like, you know what? It sounds like, he has what my daughter has, which is Lennox gastosis. I mean, they had a lot of the similar things. And she goes, yeah, I never say it that way because that's what he has. And I never say it that way because nobody knows what that is. And I'm like, well, I do. So that was great. Shout out to Kristen. So if you're watching and in the reruns, we love you, bud.
Yeah, so that's cool when people can connect with that, because sometimes it is hard. You don't think anybody else
Oh yeah, the
knows
mom
exactly.
said, she said, oh, he has epilepsy, and I'm like, oh, okay, And they always thought at first Melody had that, my daughter.
Yeah.
So great to see that connecting with some people, and we got a fan out there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that's one of the beautiful
And
parts of something like the Abilities Expo is it's just that it brings a lot of the community together, um, and you get to realize the world isn't so big after all. Sometimes when
Yep.
you run into people like that, and you can share and relate with their experiences and with all of the stuff that we face. So um, Abilities Expos are all over the U.S., not just here in Los Angeles. So give them a Google, check them out. The one thing I don't like too much about the Abilities Expo is it's all commerce based, so it's really incentivizing individuals to go out and spend money. But to balance that, there are a lot of nonprofit organizations with a lot of great resources and information that do show up and attend for the weekends, like Help Live and Kelly Brush, and the list goes on. So that is worth it just in and of itself. Find out about a lot of local resources and, be friendly with people, connect with your community because you'll end up the better for it 9 times out of 10.
Absolutely.
yeah,
And if you don't have one in your area, look up abilitiesexpo.com, and you can find out a lot about some good information, good resources, the things that you might miss. And that website is not, per se consumer based. What it's great about is some of the articles and some of the great innovation stuff that you might find that you never thought about that can make your life easier. So check out abilitiesexpo.com.
yeah, definitely check them out. And I know that they are, like I said, the new ownership is trying to expand. So maybe email, reach out, tell them that your city is one that needs to have an expo, and maybe they can end up making it happen. And I also want to shout out, I don't have a picture, but we all met younger Thomas and his mom, and his mom Tamara, at the Pasadena Sports Festival. I know, or no, actually at the Over the Line, and then at Pasadena. Super cool kid. I think he's tried to hop. I know he wants to hop on, and 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 game with Tom. He had mentioned a few times, and every time we've seen him since that first time, he has not had his Live to Roll hat on. So shout out to Thomas. He's always rocking that Live to Roll hat.
Actually, we met him briefly at the Rancho games,
Oh,
where
okay.
he refused to do the obstacle course or try anything out, and and once he did one thing, he would not stop trying each of the sports out there at the Rancho games, and he had the best time at the obstacle course. So thanks to Literal Shawn, I said I got a prize coming, and we got him a hat at the Pasadena or at the Overline tournament. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
we were
that
able to
was
come
really
up and
really cool.
support it.
And I see him now. He actually does the power chair soccer. So they start practice after rugby now in the same gym on Sundays. So as we're wrapping up, we've got to see him a couple times. Him and his mom are getting ready for their practice. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, there's cool family, cool people. Um, All right, so we are near the end. Tom already did a awesome shout out for the sponsors and the shows and stuff. I'm gonna try just to play this quick video real quick, which is just a very, which was from a clip from our live on the Sunday, but it was hilarious. I literally was laughing my ass off like during the show and couldn't even. It was hard for me to function. But yeah, just if you guys check, it's literally a few second clip of Nico pecking almonds out. So yeah, that was it. There was a lot more to it, but it was so like it was just shenanigans happening. The chicken mess has kind of become a little like since we've got it and just been I've been putting it on the tables. It's kind of become the mascot theme. And yeah, it just was funny. And yeah, just it was just a lot of Sunday. I think everybody was really tired and just kind of on the just losing it a little bit. So it got a little wild, but it was
I was pretty much down yesterday most of the days. For anybody who wants to check out a good show on Netflix, The Gentleman. So I got to finally watch some TV for the first time in a while.
yeah, got to relax a little bit, but yeah, it's a long weekend, especially with the drives and stuff and
Yeah,
everything.
the back.
But yeah, so and then also we started, which I think I'm gonna have to challenge both of you two now. I started. I've arm wrestled Nico, which I feel I won that one. But Damon also wanted. He's like, oh, I want winner, and Damon kicked my ass because that guy's not barely even a quad. But that wasn't fair. I want to battle the other C5-6 quads.
Come on, bring it on.
So so I'm gonna
Bring it
try
on.
to see if one of our engineer friends can get us something to like tie our hands together better. Because me and Nico literally taped our hands together, and then Damon just like held my hand on the other one. But
Let's go, Shawn, right here.
uh,
Any day.
so yeah, when you don't have triceps or full shoulders or core, it's a little bit of a shit show for the wrestling, arm wrestling. But it was funny. I've never arm wrestled somebody in the 20 years before that, so hey, it was it was
Maybe
something
out
that's
our
kind of
next
funny.
barbecue, we'll have an arm wrestling tournament.
I feel like that's awesome. We could do a pair
Thanks, Chris.
class,
Chris,
quad
you and your wife
class.
have to make it this time. So no bugging out when we have the barbecue.
How about a slap tournament? That's what I want to have. It's like,
Dude, with us quads, bro, that'd be just a
You're,
fist tournament. We're not
no
even.
way.
We're not even those are
You're
gonna
like,
I'm in
hurt.
for the slap tournament, and I get to pick my person I go against.
it's like it's all about the person who goes first too. You don't want to
Yeah.
try the mountain bike, but you want to get slapped? No, come on.
Oh,
I'm not the
Ben
one that gets
wants in
slapped.
on it
I'm the
too. All right, but maybe backwards hands to Tino Desis. There we go. That might work. But yeah, dude. Whoops. It was just a lot of fun, especially by Sunday. I think everybody. I was feeling tired and maybe slightly delirious by the end of that few days of minimal sleep and just long days talking to people and then yeah, we were going out to eat afterwards and then driving back an hour. So it was just yeah, long days, but fun weekend. If you guys do have the opportunity to check out an Abilities Expo, I definitely suggest doing that if you have one nearby. And they are worth traveling a little bit if you have to stay for a night or the weekend to do. Like our friend Kevin, shout out CP420 again, who drove out to Chicago with his family last year
from
uh,
Kentucky.
from Kentucky. So like people do, it's a cool event, and so yeah, just check it out if you guys have the opportunity. And then, like I said, next week we'll be back talking a little bit of sports with our friend Mr. Wheels. Be a cool little hangout show. We can listen to some of his experience with coaching basketball, and even now he coaches youth basketball and stuff. So this is really cool, and a really cool dude. So check that out, you guys. And
So maybe
yeah,
if
check.
you want to
Make
join
sure to
us
tune in
next
tomorrow for
Tuesday,
Tom.
if you want to join us next Tuesday, fill out a bracket. It's easy to do. Get online, ESPN, Yahoo, all of them, and print it out, and we can compare notes next week with
That
Mr.
sounds
Wheels.
fun.
So, yeah, that would be fun.
But yeah, we'll try to maybe get that done. That'd be cool. I actually will see if I can even fill one out on the ESPN app real quick.
It's a
I
piece of
haven't done
cake.
it.
And if you don't, and if you don't watch basketball at all, stop by. We'll make sure to have some content and some
Yeah.
entertainment that's hopefully relatable to everybody else watching.
Oh yeah.
And
No, we're not. Yeah.
I'm
We
gonna
will.
do a couple of Jaeger bombs. I'm gonna be eating a lot of maybe like sports snacks and stuff. So if you just want to come and hang out for that, then come and join in.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a March Madness hangout, and it won't be all basketball. If you have any questions about anything disability related and things that you want to ask, still feel free. You can obviously join and pop in the chat with anything like that. So we appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys, and make sure to tune in tomorrow for Tom's Gaming. And all right, everybody, live to roll. We will see you guys on the next one.
Live to
Peace
rule.
out.